Bonjour, hi my loves. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing fine. So this is the first official episode of my podcast that still has no name. Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to film today and I was like, fuck the process of thinking for a name. I mean, fuck the process of thinking. I almost do that every day, which is really sad. Which honestly, my parents kind of missed a lot of money because they could have been given a government subvention for my lack of intelligence. But I guess my brain developed later, or may I say, didn't develop. Well, such a great start. Me hating myself. In the first seconds of my first episode of my first podcast. Love that. And also, because I'm a fake ass bitch, the mic is fake. I mean, it's a real mic-ish, a cheap version of a mic, but it's not connected. It does nothing because it doesn't work, actually. Why am I holding it? Because it gives me a sense of power. I feel like it's more legit talking with a mic. Because without it, it's like, what the fuck? But with it, it's like, ooh, I can. It gives me so much confidence. It's actually dangerous. I am expecting this podcast to last at least 4 episodes before getting cancelled. And honestly, I'm not a really cancelable person. If you're the type of person who is super sensitive about anything, yes, you may think I'm cancelable. But if you're not, I'm not. Well, that was so mature. So, in today's episode, I want to talk about The Summer I Turned Pretty, season one only, because I'm late to the train. I started watching this show 2 days ago, and I was bored, so I decided to watch the show. And you're maybe wondering why didn't I watch it before? Simply because, in the title, The Summer I Turned Pretty. I assumed, not assumed, I also heard someone on TikTok talk about uh, the book because it's based on a book. And basically, it's about a girl who all her life she was quote unquote ugly just because she was wearing glasses and braces. I'm wearing glasses. Does it mean I'm half ugly? Whatever. And yeah, and one day, one summer, she turned, she had a glow up. She became a baddie. And everybody became obsessed with her. And I'm like, as much as I'm like, you go girl, why do you give a chance to guys who you were obsessed with when you were quote unquote ugly, and now that you're quote unquote societally when you're a part of the beauty standards, now they give a shit about you. Now they want to be with you. Like, why? Have some self respect, first of all. And that pissed me off because it's like, girl, you can do, even though they're low key cute, you can do so much better for you and for your self esteem. Whatever. Um, first of all, and second of all, why I didn't watch the show earlier, it's because I saw the two boys, Conrad and Jeremiah, and I was like, why are they looking the same? They could have cast a guy with brown eye with the other guy with blue eye just to make it a little change. They could have looked ethnically different. Why two white men with brown hair and blue eyes? Till I fucking learned that it's because they're freaking brothers. I'm a Virgo. I love to judge and criticize, but it comes from a good place. So I quickly judged the show on one on that one on that reason when they had a valid reason. It's because they're the bros. That was stupid on me. Whatever. Yeah. So I started it 2 days ago because I was curious. I was wondering, is it overhyped? First episode. I watched it. There were a lot of scenes, not gonna lie. I really cringed. I really, really did. It was really hard. I had to pause and laugh. Laugh out of embarrassment. And just to give you a little preface, I'm a hopeless romantic. I love all the cheesy, corny little stuff. I, when I was younger, used to read Wattpad, not fan fictions, not because I think I'm better than everyone else. It's solely because I wasn't able to read fan fiction because I I didn't enjoy knowing what the characters look like and that they're based from a real person, if that makes sense. So that's why I never really was a fanfic girly. But other than that, I was on Wattpad. I was reading the bad boy falling for the little nerdy girl. I was reading the spy girl and the mafia boy. All that shit. I'm exposing myself so bad. That's so sad. Um, so yeah, I'm a hopeless, corny, cheesy kind of girl. But the first episode, it was really like, come on, girl. Like, for example, there was the scene where Conrad, the older bro, is sitting by the pool, smoking a cigarette, I think, or something else. And Belly just ran to the pool and jumped. No context. She didn't ask him, "Hey, do you want to go to the pool with me?" No, no, no. She just ran and jumped, and it was in the middle of the night. They were trying to build some tension. Thinking about it, I cannot. I cannot. I will stop this podcast. But there was that. There was also, I think it's still in the same episode. She was at this beach party, and she met this guy named Cameron, which I think he's so sweet. Like, I want a Cameron in my life. Intelligent, um, open-minded, funny, quirky, nerdy. Oh my god. Give me my Cameron. What the fuck? I wanted to enter the screen and get Cameron for myself. Whatever. And she meets him, and at the end she has to go with the bros, and she kissed. At first I thought it was on the lips, but turns out she kissed Cameron on the cheek in front of her brother and her besties. I don't know. That I could never. I'm not a PDA type of person. I'm not a PDA girl, unfortunately. Yeah, I really cringe at that scene. But it's okay. I think it's more of a me problem for that one because I really, really despise PDA. And also, one of the reasons, let's jump back from when I was saying the reasons why I didn't watch at first The Summer I Turned Pretty. I was like, every time I would see a TikTok talking about the show, I would automatically skip it because I knew eventually I would watch it. Like, I'm a liar. I'm a hypocrite. Call me whatever you want. And one time I was watching a TikTok just quickly, and the girl on the TikTok, she was talking about now that I know is Belly's brother. I was like, why isn't she considering this guy in her little equation? Like, why is it just the two white men? So I realized it's her brother. That was also a me problem. At least I'm acknowledging it. Whoa, I really pronounced that word badly. Sorry. So, yeah, the first episode I was like, I'm not sure. Second episode I was like, intriguing. And the third episode I was like, okay, I am hooked. I want to see more. So if I know it's a little late for spoiler alert, but spoiler alert, I'm gonna spoil the first season of The Summer I Turned Pretty. So I need to take a breath. Sorry. It's been a long time since I talked this much. It's summertime, and this weekend I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna see some friends. I'm just gonna chill and relax. So yeah, I'm gonna read. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, yeah, the summer turned pretty. Now, something that I don't really understand is when before watching the show, like I said, every time I would see a TikTok talking about the show, I would automatically scroll down because I didn't want to get spoiled. But I gathered the information that there was always the question, are you Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah? And every time I would see people in the comments and the girls on TikTok be like, oh my god, I'm Team Jeremiah and stuff. When watching solely the first season, I'm like, for Belly, solely for her, I feel like it makes sense if she ends up with Conrad. She grew up having a crush on him. He's like her Prince Charming. And Belly really makes Conrad escape from his shitty life. And every time that he smiled on the first season, it was because of Belly. And because of that, I'm like, why are people being like Team Jeremiah? Don't get me wrong. For me personally, I would want Jeremiah too. Even though I said I want a Cameron in my life, I feel like in the long term I'd get bored. Sorry, Cameron. But Jeremiah is just, the type of guy that I dream of having. Like these guys with this personality, I feel like they exist, but in real life they're like boys and players and douchebags and stuff. But Jeremiah in the show, in the first season at least, I don't know what is happening in the second season. He's, you know, funny guy. He's like always optimistic. He's outgoing. He's extroverted. He's not afraid to he's not afraid of what people may think of him. He's like my dream man. I want him. Which is also funny because if we were only talking physically, no shade to the actor, not my cup of tea. Even though I really like his eyes, and even though usually I'm not really a blue-eyed type of girl, but he's the type of guy where when your friends are showing, like, when your friend has a crush and you're like, oh, what does he look like? And they show you a picture and you're like, girl, I didn't know you were a charitable person. And they're like, no, 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 their personality really makes them like better physically. Jeremiah is that, for me, is that type of guy. But yeah, so what I'm saying is I understand the debate, which brother you're in which brother you are rooting for. Personally, I want Jeremiah, but it's for myself. For Belly, I want her to have Conrad. Like, do whatever you want to do with Conrad. And also, the last time that I saw a triangle love with brothers, it was with in Vampire Diaries with Elena and Stefan and Damon. And I remember she ended up, spoiler alert, she ends up with Damon, and I guess it made sense for Elena. Everybody was like Team Damon, and for Elena, I'm like, yeah, sure, but for myself, I'm Team Stefan. I love the good boys. I'm really not a bad boy type of girl. They just, why do I want to be with a bad boy who's mean and is disrespectful and like is mysterious? Like, just be honest. Just tell me in front of my face, you know? Whatever. So I'm really curious. I'm really curious. And she kind of, I mean, Belly had got some balls. While watching the show, I was like, even though her actions are like questionable, she's jumping off from another to another one, a brother to another one. I'm like, at the same time, because she's 16, let's remember that, and she really does seem like she's a good person, and she's not doing it out of evil intentions. But I'm really curious. I'm really curious. I binge watched the show in 2 days, but I don't think it's considered binge watching if there's only 7 episodes of 45 minutes each. Yeah. And also, quick note, the third episode, I was like kind of hooked on the summer I turned pretty, but at first it was more because of the not the drama, but the adult storyline. I thought it was super interesting, and I really loved how they put on the screen the friendship between Laurel and Susanna. I really love seeing genuine and healthy girl friendships on the screen, and now seeing it between two older women, it was super beautiful. I really loved it. The end didn't have to be that sad. Really didn't have to. It was 4 in the morning. I was ugly crying on the couch. It was horrible. But at least I had my bottle of water to keep me hydrated. Do you remember the meme? Sorry. With Addison Ray, Miss Ray. Someone was filming her. She just finished drinking a bottle of water. And someone was like, "Hey Addison, stay hydrated." But she heard say hi space drated. So she was like, hydrated. Hi. Oh, I'm not usually a Addison Ray lover, but this one, that's funny. That's pure comedy. What if she becomes a comedian? I, it's so unpredicted, but I would want to see that. I want to see this side of her. Except if she doesn't have a funny side, that's will be a problem. But she could steal jokes. Wow, me being unethical on the first episode. Really? What I meant is she can hire someone to write her jokes. I would love that. Oh my god. I want to see Addison pull on a Matt Rife type of show, type of comedy. Ooh, wow. I want to see that. Whoa, I almost choked on my coffee. What else? The summer I turned pretty. Actually, I have to make a confession. Watched the first episode of the season two. I know, I'm sorry, I'm a liar. I just really wanted to give a proper other podcast episode for season two. But all I'm gonna say is at the end of season one, they kind of end with a little cliffhanger. And in season two, in the first 3 minutes, they hit you with the hard truth in a way that it's like you could at least approach it in a better, sweet, comfortable way. You just poof. Like, girl, calm down, first of all. Second of all, uh, talking about the Samaritan Pretty, as if it I wasn't only talking about that for the last 20 minutes. But the character Taylor, I guess, Belly's best friend. She from all season one, I was like, oh my god, she reminds me of someone. She reminds me of someone, like just physically. And then it was at the end of the season one, the last episode, that I realized that she literally, oops, sorry, I burped a little. She literally looks like a Quebec influencer named Lucie Réon. Like, they look so freaking much alike. Like, oh my god. That was that. And also, for the longest time during the first season, I thought that Belly's name was only Belly. And I was like, who would name her child Belly? Like a body part. Why? So I realized it was shortened for Isabel, Belly, you know? Yeah. That again was my problem. I'm such an anti-hero today. And talking about anti-hero, this season of The Summer I Turned Pretty, oh my god, does the writer have like a personal friendship with Taylor Swift? The amount of Taylor Swift songs that was in the show, and whoa, I'm not complaining at all. I absolutely live, laugh, love Taylor Swift. She is mother. Mother. I love her. I love her. And I hope there will be as much um, Taylor Swift songs in season two. Actually, in the first episode, there was a Taylor Swift song. I don't want to spoil it to you guys in case. I mean, well, for a Taylor Swift song, I don't want to spoil it to you guys, but for the whole premise of the season, I was like, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna give you the spoilers. But it's back to December. Talking about back to December, Speak Now got released to Speak Now TV got released 2 months ago. Talking about Speak Now TV, I thought TV was just, you know, a little, oh, TV, like literally like a screen, TV. So I realized it's shortened for Taylor's version, TV. When this girl on TikTok said that, I was, wow, you're really a buffoon. And I am, unfortunately. A buffoon and a hater and a anti-hero. Sorry for my pronunciation. And a couple of days ago, Taylor I wish, announced 1989 Taylor's version. Lam- I'm not even kidding when I said I was watching the Instagram live because I don't have that type of money to be at her shows, unfortunately. And um, I was watching her Instagram live, and I kid you not, I screamed so fucking loudly when she announced 1989 TV. I screamed so freaking loud in a way that a man will never make me scream that way. Was that too much? I don't think so. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like, my wish for the Volts tracks is that there is going to be a Style Taylor's version feat Harry Styles. Let me dream. What's the point of dreaming if it's not dreaming high? Dreaming big. Like, that would literally break the records. You know, Senorita with Shawn Mendes and Camila? It will double that. Like, oh my god. Ugh, I'm dead. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I only wish she would have released 1989 like in the beginning of the summer or in the spring because I feel like it's such a summery spring album, not a fall album at all. At all. But it's okay. As long as I have it. As long as I have it, I will not complain. I'm so happy. I love the re-releases. It really does give me a purpose of holding on into this life. Whoa, that got sad. I'm gonna watch myself. I'm sorry. I cannot get deep in the first episode. Oh, and by the way, I bought this game. What do you mean? The Office version at the dollar store for like $4.50. And in today's podcast, I'm feeling pretty like this picture. For the audio listeners only, it's a picture of Kevin from The Office, which is in my top three favorite characters, with Kelly and Michael. In this picture, we see Kevin looking at the camera and giving a little half smile. You know, the white people smile? No. And he looks sneaky. He looks like he knows what's happening. And I feel like that's how I'm feeling today, or at least in this podcast. What else can I say about? Oh my god! And the cover art, the album cover of 1989 TV. Boy, she looks so fucking good. Like, oh my god, her radiant smile and these seagulls. I think their name is flying behind her. She looks so fucking good. Oh, Mother did it again. She did it again. Wow. Wow. Well, I have no other words. So I think it's good if I end this first episode here. I hope you liked it. I hope it wasn't that bad. I hope you didn't, oh, like when you're tired. I think yawning. I don't know. I hope I made you enjoy your life during the amount of time that is. Whoa! The English today is not Englishing. For those who don't know, I'm from Montreal, Canada, in a place where we mostly speak French, while me finding excuses why my English sucks. But yeah, so I hope you had a great time. I'll see you hopefully next week if I still have motivation. I think I will. And I hope big things will happen in my life so I can talk about it. I hope my life will be so fucking shitty the next week where I can give you a 2 hour long podcast. That will be really iconic. I really hope that for you. And I really hope that this will happen to me. Because when life is good, let's be honest, when life is good, as much as I appreciate and really treasure the peace, it's really boring. Like I have nothing to say. Like I'm in a group chat with two of my closest friends, Stephanie and Leanne, and their lives. Ooh girl. And every time that I give them an update, I mean, I don't give them updates because I don't have updates. And it's so sad. Oh my god, someone is calling me. So my mom is calling. So on that note, have a good day. Have a good night of sleep. I love you. See you next week.